This is our card today, and while you guys get in here, I'm going to do a little something because we need some dry time. I've got this blueberry bushel 1/8 inch grosgrain. Stampin' Up gave us a ton of pillow gifts, all with this blueberry bushel ribbon tied to tags to every gift. So there were 370 some, I think, demonstrators on the cruise, and there were 6 nights or 7 nights of pillow gifts, and every pillow gift had a tag clipped to the pillow gift with the blueberry bushel ribbon tied up in a bow. So somebody in Stampin' Up did a lot of work, but I'm going to use some of this blueberry bushel ribbon, but it was too bright for the paper that has Night of Navy in it. This Sia Silhouette paper has Night of Navy. So I'm just taking my dark Night of Navy Stampin' Blends while we're chatting here, and I'm going to change this blueberry bushel ribbon to Night of Navy so it'll match our card. So quick little tip here, and that'll have a second to dry while you and I go through all the other things for this card. This card features the brand new Back on Your Feet stamp set. I'm loving how Stampin' Up has new line art images. There's some really awesome ones in the annual catalog. There's even more of that unique line arts stamp set style coming in the holiday catalog. I think Stampin' Up is right on with these hand-drawn images. They really set us apart. Our artists are unique, and it sets us apart from other companies. So I'm really excited to have these line art images. I love coloring with my Stampin' Blends, and so this style of art makes that so much more fun. All right, so Back on Your Feet is the set we're featuring. I've got my Stampin' Blends here. I've got the Old Olive combo, Crumb Cake combo, Mossy Meadow combo, and you saw that I had my dark Night of Navy. More ink for this project, Memento Tuxedo Black, and I've got Blueberry Bushel. I've used my layering squares for this project. I already did the cutting in my kit, but that's where those square and scallop square come from. And my little tag here. Ha ha, what do you think of this? My little tag, you can see right here, this is the one that I cut, comes from the brand new Ornate Frames dies. Now you can't get this yet, but demonstrators can order this item starting in August. This is a holiday catalog item, and we use the little tag here. Now, a little secret, generally when you join Stampin' Up in a pre-order month, so if you join in August, you can usually order from the holiday catalog before anybody else. If you join Stampin' Up in July, your kit is $99 for $155 worth of product. So just let me say really quick before we get started, being a demonstrator is much more fun. If you've thought about it, the Kitchenettes would love to have you as a demonstrator. In July, you can get a $30 bonus with your kit, so you choose $30 more product. And then in August, you have $10 coupon that you can apply to your first order from the holiday catalog. And if July is too soon for you, August, if you join, you can pick your kit from the new holiday catalog. So it's pretty awesome being a demonstrator. So that's it. Just a little plug for, being on the inside. So let's take a look at the kit. I've got a Whisper White card base, and I just went with the regular Whisper White for this one. There's not a whole lot of weight going on here, so it's sufficient. It stands just fine. And if I were going to add a full sheet of designer series paper over the top and more layers or heavy embellishments, I might have gone with the thick. But for this one, I just got Whisper White 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Then I've got a 2 by, I think this one is 2 by 3 3/4 piece of designer series paper from Sia Silhouette. And then this one is 1 by 3 3/4. This, I think, is the 2 5/8 inch scallop square cut from Mossy Meadow, and then it's coordinated with Whisper White. I'll measure them before, or maybe the project sheet's already done. The dimensions for these will be more accurate on the project sheet. I didn't print it out for myself. I've got a leaf here. This is punched with the leaf punch from Old Olive cardstock. And then I showed you my awesome little tag from that Ornate Frames dies. So that's just cut from crumb cake. I'm gonna grab my Simply Scored tool here and pull that in. The first thing we're gonna do is this background. I'm gonna take my card, and what you wanna do is open up your card on the score tool, because you wanna score at the front of the card from the inside. So to make sure you get it right, to make sure I get it right, I always do it this way. I open the card into the tool. Now when I score, it's going to be embossed on the outside, debossed on the inside. I'm going to start at 1/4 inch, and I'm just going to score a line every 1/2 inch after that. So we've got at 1/4, and then every 1/2 inch after that. So we'll go at 3/4, and then we'll go at 1 1/4. And I do a couple times. I want a nice embossed line on the front side, and then 1 3/4, and then 2 1/4. And let's see here, 2 3/4, 3 1/4. We're almost there. 3 3/4. And there's our stripe card front. Nice and easy. You can do it at 3/8 of an inch instead of at 1/2. That's what I might have done on my original one. All right, next up, let's do some stamping. Here's my Memento Tuxedo Black. And my little turtley dude. I'm going to ink him up, and I want to really make sure these details at the very center of the image are inked well. So take your time and keep checking. If you're having trouble getting the center of an image, it's just as good to take the corner of your ink pad and bring the ink pad to the stamp. I want a nice crisp image. And then I'm going to stamp him in the square. I don't want him to look like he's rocking away. It's hard to do with the phone in the way. All right, so there it is. Nice crisp image. And then we're going to do the sentiments next. We'll do those in Blueberry Bushel. I'm going to start with my little tag. I was bragging on my little tag, and now I can't find where I put it. There it is. Just love this tag set. All right, I want my ribbon to the left, and sigh. Blueberry Bushel on crumb cake. And then we're going to go inside with Hope You're Back on Your Feet Soon. This is where I get so nervous. Do you guys get nervous stamping inside your card? I don't know why. I'm just so afraid that I'm going to do something to ruin the whole thing. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Ah, not bad. All right, looks good. Phew. All right, the hard part's done. Joanne loves that scoring idea. Thank you, Joanne. It's a really great way to just add some quick texture to any card. Vertical, horizontal, diagonal. You can crisscross, mix it up with the buffalo check background, buffalo check it, and then use your Simply Score tool to add dimension, crisscross hash lines. So much fun. There's so much you can do with that. All right, I'm going to pull a chair up here. We'll do a little quick coloring. I'm going to do turtles, arms, legs, and face with Old Olive. I thought that looked a little mixed up. And I'm going to do very simple two-tone blending. So I've got my Old Olive. Let's make sure I got both Old Olive here. Dark Old Olive, light Old Olive. And little circles. You want to really saturate your cardstock, and the best way to do that is little circles. A saturated cardstock blends the two shades more naturally as the wet inks just flow together. And then with this stamp, it's so easy because the artist drew in the shadow with these little hash marks. So you can just follow those little hash marks, add your dark olive, old olive, and then little circles to blend together the two shades. You can't go wrong when the artist does all the shadow for you. We're gonna do the same for the arms and legs. Fill in with little circles. I'll do the arms light, dark, light, and then I'll do the legs, but you don't want to do too much at a time because the ink should be wet for the two shades to blend together. All right. And then where the two shades come together, we'll just do circles. And you really want to saturate your cardstock well. You want to lay down a good base coat of ink. So take your time and really fill in, because then when you add that darker shade, it just flows the dark ink into the light ink, making your blending more natural, softer gradation from the lighter to the darker. So there's our turtle. All right, crumb cake now. I'm gonna do in between all the little patches on the shell. Is that a turtle or a tortoise? And what's the difference? I don't know. I don't know. Is it the way that you color it that makes it a turtle versus a tortoise? Not so sure. All right. So I'm taking the light coloring in the rim of the shell and then just following those little lines, the little texture that the artist put in, blend them together. I do my light first, like with the crumb cake here, around the shell, like the patches, because I can take the light crumb cake and scribble it all in. And it doesn't matter if I stay in the lines because we're gonna go back with Mossy Meadow, which is a darker color. And so even where we went over the lines into those patches with the crumb cake, it doesn't matter. So you can color more quickly if you do your lighter shades first here. Now right here, where's the little arms casting a shadow? Right here was legs casting a shadow, just dark crumb cake. I've got Mossy Meadow here, and this is the light shade. I'm gonna do turtle's belly with the light one, circles and saturate. And then the artist has a shadow here, and then behind the neck. And then there's little dots in each of these segments right here. So where she put the dots, or he put the dots, the artist put the dots, I'm just going over with the dark Mossy Meadow. And then I'll pull them together with little scribbles of the light Mossy Meadow. You can absolutely take just your light of each shade, the light Old Olive, the light Mossy Meadow, and the light Crumb Cake, and just color. These color beautifully. As you see, as I'm doing these patches, it's covering up that crumb cake that was in between, that, you know, float over the lines, and it colors in absolutely smooth. No streaky lines like water-based markers give you. So if you just want to color in straight, go for it. Susan says, cute stamp set. I know, isn't it such a good one? It's a fun, lighthearted way to encourage somebody. That's what we do, right? This is more than just a hobby, a craft for ourselves. That's what I love about it so much. We get so much joy as we create, and then we get so much joy as we send and share and show others what we've done. Look how cute. Oh my gosh, he just came to life, didn't he? When Ann says your coloring looks so realistic. Why, thank you. All right, let's do some assembly here. Some assembly required. I was working on Camp Wana stamp. I got up this morning just inspired after doing lots of administrative stuff yesterday. So If you saw the state of my room, you'd probably laugh. It's such a mess. But I got really, I got a lot of creative done today, and it was fun. I was up early. I can't stop being up early. I have been getting up at about 3:30 in the morning. Barb says, late again from Tucson. Hello, Barb from Tucson. No worries, you know. You can catch the replay. I'll edit it and put it back on the blog. All right, so here's that ribbon that we colored. It was Blueberry Bushel, and we've changed it to Night of Navy with our Stampin' Blends. Do you see the difference? Isn't that amazing? So this little 1/8 inch ribbon, you can get it in the 5 colors, but with your Stampin' Blends, you really have a whole rainbow of options. I'm just gonna tie a little tiny bow here. Now the Stampin' Blends will make the ribbon a little bit more stiff. That's how you know that it's dry and you can handle it to tie a bow without getting all full of ink. But it's so worth it for, you know, a ribbon in any color. Keep having to walk down from the table. Everything's all at the other end. All right. Let's get some Designer Series paper here. Glue it down. Susan says, great tip to color the ribbon. It's really going to open up creative options for you. I could not find anything that I liked, and I had the Blueberry Bushel, lots of it from my pillow gifts at the on the cruise. And I tied the bow, and I kept putting the Blueberry Bushel bow on the card saying, no, it just doesn't work. Let me try something else. I got the braided linen trim, and I got so many other things, linen thread, and just kept trying different things. And finally I said, forget it. And I had the little Blueberry Bushel bow already tied. Just threw it to the side, colored the bow already tied. This one I colored after I tied the bow, so that works too. Put it back on after it dried, and it was like the perfect thing. It just made the whole card sing. All right, so I've adhered my Designer Series paper, but I didn't burnish it down. And it's about maybe 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. Now I'm bringing the second pattern, the more solid Night of Navy pattern, and I'm sliding it underneath the leaf pattern and making sure that everything stays nice and square. You see that? It's good and square. Now I'll burnish it down. And then this guy's gonna go on there flat too. We're gonna save our dimensional for that awesome tag. Like, that's the thing that I'm really excited about and drawing some attention to. So we're gonna do our turtley dude. He's maybe 1/2 inch from the edge there. See, burnish him down. And then Sigh, my little Sigh tag. Let's get some Stampin' Dimensionals here, and I'm gonna cut these guys in half so that I can spread it out on the back of the tag. Let's see. There. Now before I put my tag on, I'm gonna peel off the adhesive. I'm gonna grab my little leaf here and give a quick little trim. Hold on. I'm not gonna use my ribbon scissors on paper. That would be quite the offense. So I trim down the stem, and then I'm going to add the leaf to the tag. Then I'll bring this guy in, and I want it to touch the turtle, but not really cover any parts. I can go ahead and burnish that down, and a mini glue dot, and we're finished. Can you guys believe it? It's a quick one. So there is my little Sigh. Cute, isn't it? And inside, in case you're late joining, hope you're back on your feet soon. Thank you, ladies. You too. Have a great weekend. I will see you next Friday at noon Central Time. And in the meantime, if you need anything, email is marissa@kitchentablestamper.com. And if you'd like to place an order, you can shop at marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging with me.